Disclaimer: 6inc does not act as a securities dealer or advisor and does not register to do so under applicable securities law. The accuracy of any statements made by individuals interviewed is not verified by 6inc. These individuals or the firms they represent are solely responsible for their statements. Nothing in this interview is a recommendation by 6inc for any securities, nor is it investment advice or a substitute for professional investment advice. All investments in securities carry risks. Everyone's investment needs are different. Investors should obtain professional advice from a registered investment dealer, advisor, or other professional third party. For a full disclaimer, please see below or at www.6.com. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Six Report. I'm here with Wes Hansen, CEO of Thunder Gold, to discuss their recent news release. And Wes, Thunder Gold just got the results of its first 3 drill holes for this year's Phase 1 drill program. Seems like you hit quite a nuggety intersection there, 941 grams per ton over 1.5 meters. So congratulations on that. Where did you find this high grade? Was this infill drilling or a step out hole?
Well, Kyle, first of all, thanks for having us and allowing us to clarify and talk further about the story today. It's always a pleasure to be on Six. Everything on this program is step-out drill holes. We're taking a very aggressive pattern. Look at it this way: we're trying to set the limits on the field of play with this particular drill hole, or with this particular drill program. So we have basically a series of holes planned on 100-meter step-outs along an approximate 1,000-meter strike length that's totally wide open. It's never been drilled before. We were chasing a IP geophysical signature, and I'm very pleased to report that the mineralization that we encountered basically validates that IP system as being a primary exploration tool, at least at Tower Mountain. So very, very excited about that. The gold is nuggety, as you pointed out, but that's not a problem. I think if we do a good job of defining the low-grade opportunity, we're going to capture all the high-grade opportunities that lie within that.
Perfect. And yeah, this high grade was at depth of approximately 127 meters, right? But you have intervals of mineralization essentially right from surface. Can you further explain the geology, and is there potential for much higher feeder zone with this type of deposit?
Well, sure. The opportunity I saw at Tower Mountain is similar to a lot of the large gold mines in Nevada and in Canada. I mean, it's a large tonnage, low-grade opportunity. You're basically seeing intervals of over 100 meters that are averaging close to a gram per ton, depending on what cutoff grade that you apply to that particular mineralization. So we look at it at a number of different cutoff levels, like at 0.1 all the way up to 0.3, 0.4 grams per ton, and we select our reported intervals based on those cutoff grades. And there are certain rules that you follow. So what you want is a minimum of 3 to 5 samples at 1.5 meters each sample that hit that hurdle. So you're looking at, you want 5 samples in a row that are better than 0.3 grams per ton. Doesn't matter what they are. It could be 0.31 grams per ton, or it could be 30 grams per ton. And then you combine those into a reportable interval. So at Tower Mountain, what we see is often several tens of meters, and in places, for example, in this particular release, hole 138 had 119 meters at around 0.7 grams per ton, based on that 0.3 gram cutoff.
Perfect. And that leads well into my next question, because this high grade was just 1.5 meters, but it was over 41 meters of mineralization. So for the non-technical listeners out there, you capped that 1.5 meters of high grade to avoid smearing, I assume, right? How'd you come up with the cap of 30 grams per ton?
Well, the reality is we don't have enough at Tower, at this particular project. We don't have enough of a statistically relevant population to accurately define what that cut or what that cap grade should be. I use 30 grams per ton because that's more or less an industry standard in terms of when you see visible gold. 30 grams is kind of a common capping factor to use at an exploration stage. Look, the reality is all of this will come out of the wash if and when we ever do a mineral resource estimate and we have enough data points to pick that more accurately than we have in the past. It could be 15 grams per ton. It could be 60 grams per ton. You don't know what it is until you have the population. So, this is a high grade sample that occurs in the middle of a larger interval, 41 meters in this particular instance of mineralization that's above cutoff of 0.3 and probably averages in the range of a gram to 1.5 grams per ton. So that sample sits right smack in the middle. We know it's real. You can see the gold in it, so that's always a good validation that it's a real number. And we chose to cap it because, you know, the reality is that's probably a less aggressive approach to take than what a lot of junior mining companies are reporting in today's marketplace.
Yeah, excellent. And in this press release published March 20th, you stated that these holes clearly demonstrate the validity of this induced polarization as an efficient, accurate exploration vector. Could you elaborate further on that statement? What is this induced polarization?
Well, induced polarization is a geophysical tool that we use to investigate the subsurface potential of the rock mass to bear mineralized, you know, gold mineralization or copper mineralization or whatever we're looking for. It's not a unique system. It's used extensively throughout the industry, although at Tower Mountain we're using a cutting edge type system called the DAS Vision induced polarization, which is a system run by Abitibi Geophysics out of Quebec, one of the leading geophysical firms in Canada. So this is relatively new. It provides a real 3D visualization of the subsurface, and it highlights areas of higher pyrite content. And what we've seen at Tower Mountain in reviewing the data set is there's a direct relationship between gold and the pyrite mineralization. So this is probably as exciting as 941 grams per ton is. The most exciting news to me as a geologist is the fact that the model is valid. We entered this drill program with a model that we proposed for exploration. These results demonstrate that the model is valid and that the IP chargeability target that we were seeking to test on that 1,000-meter strike length, that IP system is indicating, like, these results basically substantiate our entire theory. So now we have what's really important in the gold mining industry, and that's predictability. Like, a lot of people talk about gold being king and good grade makes for good miners, and, you know, all of those old colloquialisms of the past are true, but, you know, in a modern society, it's all about predictability. It's being able to, you know, efficiently target your best opportunities for additional mineralization, and now we have an exploration vector, so our job should get easier, and our exploration cost should be lower than if you were going into a situation where you had no clue or no indicators.
Perfect. Yeah, and that touches into my final question here excellently too. Can you tell us more about your drill program's future? I'm sure you're pretty surprised with these results, but does this change your drill program moving forward at all?
I'm not surprised at all. It's the benefit here is that it basically intersected exactly what I was hoping to intersect, proving the concepts and the exploration theories that I was seeking to prove. This program is a small one. It's only about $1 million program, probably in the range of 11 to 12 holes, approximately 4,000 meters. We're about 50% complete. We've got results for 25% of our drill holes, and we're looking forward to adding to that going forward. I think I'm very pleased with what I've seen in the core in terms of the strength and tenor of the sulfide mineralization or the pyrite mineralization. I couldn't be happier with the way the program has progressed, and I'm looking forward to continuing to update our shareholders in the market of our results going forward. You got to think of this like a gigantic bowl of soup. Right, the low grade opportunity is the broth and all the good bits. Those are the high grade samples, like the one that we reported this morning at 941 grams per ton. If we do a good job with drilling off the low grade, all of the high grade is going to fall within that shell, and it just makes for a more valuable opportunity going forward.
Perfect. And if you want to learn more about Thunder Gold, you can go to thundergoldcorp.com. Thank you, Wes, for your time.
Thanks, Kyle. Always a pleasure talking to you. Have a great day.